Please take your seats. Our program will begin momentarily.
Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. I'm Devon Berkshire. I'm the Director of Conferences and Fieldwide Learning at TCG. I'm the one with the sparkly fanny pack. I am so grateful that you're here for our third plenary, because this is the one where the magic of Magic City takes center stage. So before we get started, I want to thank everyone who has played the raffle so far. In addition to ticket packages, we also have a gift set of TCG 17 Pulitzer Prize-winning plays, including the 2019 pick Fairview by Jackie Sibley's Drury, which Todd and Wesley talked about so much earlier. So please try your luck and support TCG with the raffle. I also want to lift up a very exciting project we just heard about from our friends of the Latinx Theater Commons, Celebrando Fornés, or Celebrating Fornés, calls upon universities, colleges, and professional theaters in the U.S. to dedicate a portion of 2019 to 2021 of those seasons to celebrating the work of Marie Irene Fornés, the 9-time Obie Award-winning playwright. Celebrations can take the form of productions, workshops, readings, panels, and curricular implementation. This national event will increase the visibility of Fornés' work and of the Fornés Institute, a new initiative of the Latinx Theater Commons. So you can learn more about how to get involved on the slides. I also want to thank our session sponsors today, National Endowment for the Arts, Theater Projects, Arts Consulting Group, and the Institute of Financial Wellness for the Arts. So please join me in thanking them for their support. So those of you who have heard me on the TCG stage before know that this is normally where I lavish praise all over Hannah Fenlon and TCG staff. And I do definitely extend that praise, especially to Hannah, Rebecca back there running our plenaries, Amara, Corinna, Elena, Sarah, and our registration team, and the whole staff. But I'm going to express most of that gratitude in private and use this time to talk about something else. So, as Madeline Sayette charged us at our fall forum, for those of you who were there at the end, what kind of ancestors do we want to be? I thought about that again yesterday when Xavier Cortada, our amazing conference artist in residence, asked us to write letters to someone 100 years in the future as part of his Do Not Open installation. He activated it in How We Show Up, for those of you who weren't there. Like many caregivers in the room, I'm thinking even more immediately than that. I have 2 kids, a 5-year-old aspiring breakdancer named Diego, and an almost 3-year-old Spitfire named Nina. They've been running around here in Miami. They're here. You may have seen them rolling around on the floor in the pre-launch reception. And because of them, last fall, I'm going to try to get through this thing without crying, but it's not happening. The UN's release of a special report from the IPCC on climate change, a report that made me sit down and weep, like I'm trying not to right now, something inside me changed. I can't really move through a day in my life anymore without thinking about the small cumulative actions I could be taking to safeguard their future. So what would happen if we all thought about that every day? As our wonderful Conference Committee on Climate has said, to change everything, we need everyone. So that's where we as theater makers come in. In Bill McKibben's article that some of you may have read, This is How Human Extinction Could Play Out. That's the name of the article. He shares how the sheer scale of the catastrophe reported by scientists makes it difficult to feel and therefore act. But then he writes, but artists can register scale. They can transpose the fact of melting ice to inundated homes and bewildered lives, gauge it against long history and lost future. Science and economics have no real way to value the fact that people have lived for millennia in a certain rhythm, have eaten the food and sung the songs of certain places that are now disappearing. This is a cost only art can measure. And it makes sense that the units of measurement are sadness and fury, and also, remarkably, hope. One of the artists that helps me channel my sadness and fury into hope and action is Xavier Cortada. He is a professor at the University of Miami, and he's created art installations at the Earth's poles, collaborated with physicists, geneticists, molecular biologists, botanists. Many of you wrote letters at his instruction in how we show up and placed them on the windows of our mezzanine terrace, which you all can still do, and please do. Xavier will store them in his official archives to be opened a century from now, when, if we don't all participate in that change, the world will look very, very different. I also just want to make sure you all know that Xavier is open sourcing all of his work this week. He is gifting it to us as culture shapers and storytellers. You can take these installations, Do Not Open and the one we're going to see here and experience more tomorrow. You can take them and activate them in your own communities, in your own lobbies. He's available to talk to you more about how to do that, and we'll send out some instructive links in our post-conference emails. I also want to note that the Conference Committee on Climate is giving so many examples of the kind of work that everyone could be doing to tell the stories around this issue. Please let this conference, if you haven't already been doing any work around this, let this be only the beginning of your journey with this work. It's free, and it's yours. Xavier's installations are yours. This is possible. It's all of ours. So please join me in welcoming Xavier Cortada to the stage.
The power of art to transform is as real as the air I breathe. And on this stage yesterday, a neighbor, while breathing, shared stories of how art helped her community in Haiti cope as a brutal dictator executed 2 poets. And how a play recited through time gave voice to a community to resist, to change, to try to bring democracy. Art has that role. Art is society. Art is humanity. Art shaped us, our experiences, our people, our language, who we are, how we think, how we engage with one another. And now more than ever, as we stare straight into the face of the largest existential threat that humanity has ever endured, as we stare straight into the face of ecosystem collapse, as we stare straight into the face of mass extinction, an extinction that we are part of because we share the same nucleotides that built every living thing that has ever lived, lives, or will ever live on planet Earth. At this very precipice of catastrophe, I could not be more hopeful. And I could be no more joyous because there is art in this room. Because there are artists in this room. And because there are agents of change who through culture will see us through. Today, we are going to perform a piece that I created as part of a National Science Foundation fellowship residency in Antarctica back in 2006 and 2007. It's called the Longitudinal Installation. I took that piece to the South Pole as a way of beginning to help my community understand that that very glacier I was standing on threatens to melt and drown the only place I have ever called home. But I did it as a way of inspiring action and engagement. And I took advantage of the fact that the longitudes converge at the poles to make a point about proximity. Because you could be living in Madrid and you could be living in Tuvalu and you could think that you are a world apart. But those longitudes converge to a single point at the South Pole. And I thought to bring those voices to you here today. I thought it was important for me to share those global voices with you. Zero degrees, Spain.
Hola, I am Javier So, Technical Director of the Miguel Torres Wineries. There may be a move of wineries into the Pyrenees in the future.
15 degrees east, Switzerland.
I am Pamela Heck, insurance industry expert. Losses to insurers from environmental events have risen exponentially over the past 30 years and are expected to rise even more rapidly still.
30 degrees east, Zimbabwe.
I am Matsapi Nayathi, grandmother. We used to be able to grow everything we want, but that has all changed.
45 degrees east, Turkey.
I am Muharrem Ergel, Mayor of Beykoz District of Istanbul. We are helpless. We are trying to rescue trapped people while also trying to evacuate floodwaters that have inundated hundreds of houses.
60 degrees east, Iran.
I am Alamdar Alamdari, an environmental researcher in Fars province. More than 90% of our wetlands have completely dried up.
75 degrees east, the Maldives.
I am Foreign Ministry spokesman Ahmed Shahid. In the worst case scenario, we'll have to move.
90 degrees east, Tibet.
I am Ngawang Tenzing Jangpo, the abbot of Tengbok Monastery. The Sherpas of Khumbu may not know everything, but they are suffering the consequences of the people's greed. We mountain people should be careful and take precautions. If we don't save Khumbu today, our fresh water will dry up and the problem will be impossible to solve in the future.
105 degrees east, Borneo, Indonesia.
I am Hidayat, a government official. There's been no rain. It's horrible. The governor's office has instructed schools and offices to close until further notice.
120 degrees east, the Philippines.
I am Fernando Gonzalez, governor of Albay province. The disaster covered almost every corner of the province. Rampaging floods, falling trees, damaged houses. It happened very rapidly, and many people did not expect this because they haven't experienced mud flows in these areas before.
135 degrees east, Japan.
I am Tamahiro Takasi, head of the fisheries department at the Jima municipality. It's no exaggeration to say that Japan faces a critical situation when describing the rapid decline of marine supply in its domestic waters that is linked to seaweed loss. Tengisi seaweed provides food for marine species.
150 degrees east, the Great Barrier Reef, Australia.
I am Uwe Huff-Goldberg, director of the Center for Marine Studies at the University of Queensland. In 20 years' time, bleaching is highly likely to be annual, and that will cause shallow water corals to be in decline. We need to start working out how we can help people who rely on the reefs for their income. It's really quite a stunning fact.
165 degrees east, Micronesia.
I am Ben Namakan, environmental educator. We have nowhere to go.
180 degrees, Tuvalu.
I am Kolala Talake, former prime minister. Tuvalu is the first victim of global warming.
165 degrees west, Niue.
I'm Cecilia Talaji. Yesterday morning, we woke up to a scene of so much devastation, it was just unbelievable. Cyclone Heta was just so fast, furious, and ruthless.
150 degrees west, Alaska.
I am Shishmarif, Mayor Edith Vorderstrass. We are at a crossroads. Is it practical to stand and fight our Mother Ocean, or do we surrender and move?
135 degrees west, Yukon, Canada.
I am Kik Shapa, Hunter, Yukon, Canada. The weather is really unpredictable and ice freezes much later and breaks up earlier. There are more incidents of hunters falling through the ice.
120 degrees west, Nunavut, Canada.
I am Sheila Watt Cloutier, president of the Circumpolar Conference. Our cultural heritage is at stake here. We are an adaptable people. We have, over the millennium, been able to adapt to incredible circumstances. But I think adaptability has its limits. If the ice is not forming, how else does one adapt to seasons that are not as they used to be when the whole environment is changing underneath our feet, literally?
105 degrees west, Colorado.
I am Stephen Saunders, president of the Rocky Mountain Climate Organization. In Colorado, climate change means less snow, less water, more wildfires, less biodiversity, and less economic opportunity, as there is less water available for development.
90 degrees west, Nicaragua.
I am Mariana Gonzalez, Hurricane Mitch survivor. I close my eyes and I pray to God.
75 degrees west, Peru.
I am Jose Ignacio Lambari, farmer, Urubamba Valley. I tell my wife, the day that the snow leaves that mountain, we will have to move.
60 degrees west, Argentina.
I am Carlos Avellaneda, manager of a trucking company. The flooding has forced us to redesign routes. We thought it would be for a short period of time, but it has been almost 6 years.
45 degrees west, Brazil.
I am Jair Suto, mayor of Manakiri. I am very frightened. One thing goes wrong and the entire system follows.
30 degrees west, Greenland.
I am Tekumek, town of Kanak. They tell us that we must not eat matak, whale blubber, but this is all we know. Eating and good food makes us who we are, and anyway, we have nothing else to eat.
15 degrees west, Mauritania.
I am Fatih Mitu Mint Iletu, Bochimo. We are only eating one meal a day. When there is not enough food, it is the young and the old that get fed first.
The first victim of global warming.
One meal a day. When there is not enough food, it is the young and the old that get fed first.
There are more incidents of hunters falling.
They haven't experienced unfloods in those areas. The disaster covered almost every area of this province. Rampaging floods, falling trees, damaged houses. It happened very rapidly, and many people did not expect this. That is linked to seaweed loss. Seaweed provides the first victim of global warming. Is the first victim of global warming. Tuvalu is the first victim of global warming.
all we know.
I read those 24 quotes at the South Pole, and I did so again at the North Pole. I did so because back in 2006, those 24 individuals literally were enduring and suffering the impacts, the human impacts of climate change. Each of you in your own communities have seen that too. And I would like for each of you to, for 1 second, just think of a phrase, just like the ones you heard, about something happening in Nebraska, or something happening in New England, or something happening in the West, or something happening in the South. How it's impacted your community, your board, your theater, your subscribers, your children. And I want you to stand up and fill these shoes with those voices. I'm going to let you reflect on that for a few seconds. Then I'm going to ask you to stand up right where you are and fill these shoes with those voices. Other voices? Yep. Join the voices.
It's just unbelievable. Cyclone Hedda was just so fast, furious, and ruthless. Yesterday morning, we woke up to a scene of so much devastation. It was just unbelievable. Cyclone Hedda was just so fast, furious, and ruthless.
Thank you very much.
following performance may trigger those with post-traumatic stress. The views and opinions expressed throughout the show are exclusive to the artists and may shock, offend, or enlighten you. By the way, this shit is off the chain.
مرت 6 سنين من لما تركت البيت. ما عاد اتذكر كيف كان ولا اي نهار ولا، مع انه كان يوم تاريخي بالنسبة لي، اليوم اللي تركت فيه من سوريا، يوم تركت فيه بيتي، حياتي، اهلي. بس بيمرق هاليوم ولا بتذكر انه هذا هو اليوم اللي كان فيه. It's just like a dream.
Body bags, body bags, body bags. I got deuces, I got trades, I got dimes, I got nickels, I got 20s just for you, puppy. But you better be careful. I don't call my brand body bags for nothing. And if you're not careful, you end up in a brand new body bag designed for 1,001 carries. And if you did, you won't even know it. Me, I lose the customer. So you gotta go easy, man. You see? You gotta go easy.
Easy? Ain't she easy for me? My mom's called me shooting up the other night. She was like, you could be just like your father. But I don't shoot up every day. I save this for special occasions.
Special occasions? What is you, a part-time junkie?
Listen to the story, man. My pops had his own war on drugs by chasing dragons in Vietnam. I don't know what was worse, the war itself or coming home. Either way, they both killed him. They found him with a needle in his arm and a crack pipe in his hand. He always told me to go in the army, because anything better than the hood. And I tried. The only thing I couldn't pass was the goddamn drug test.
Man, they're just gonna chew you up and spit you back on the blocks any damn way.
Plus, I ain't trying to be like him, some no-job having junkie out in the streets.
Last week, your blood clot ass got fired from my Miami Light project.
No, I quit. I got more important things to do with my time. These white Anglo saxophone Protestants, they got no brown people problems?
Saxophone? The hell you sniffing?
Listen, man, I'm trying to drop knowledge. Then I'm gonna drop a needle to these tracks.
What you need to drop is some money in my pocket for that bag you copped.
As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by these non-educated motherfuckers, our third eye been duct tape shut so long, we done forgot who we was. Europeans running around looking for euros so goddamn bad, they done ran through my island, and your island.
We from the same island, you blood clot.
Oh, man, I thought you was Jamaica Rican with your blood clot self.
Nah, soy 100% Boricua, you bumba clot.
Same difference. These imperialist motherfuckers came over and stole the whole Caribbean. Learned that in community college. And that's why I smoke, I drink, I'm supposed to stop, but I can't.
Now, let me tell you, young blood, something. 50 years ago, with the Young Lords, we took over Lincoln Hospital.
I was born in Lincoln Hospital.
Man, shut up. I don't give a fuck where you were born.
All right, man, chill out.
We opened up a detox program that treated 700 junkies a week. We opened up a breakfast program that provided free child care for working parents. We started revolutionary community organizing. We gave power to the people.
Power to the people.
These two junkie motherfuckers. Stay woke, suckers.
Chacho, man. All this preaching is killing my high. I need more medicine, bro. What you got, Papo?
What I got? Like this boy's daddy? And 48,000 other Puerto Ricans? We got sent straight to hell. I should have never been out there in that jungle. Ain't nobody Vietnamese ever called me spick on other kind of nigga. Like that sergeant from the South, cracking ass cracker.
You alright?
Nah, he good. He talk about Vietnam.
Man, I spent months in the bush. They couldn't touch me. I would shoot them, search a body for dope, and shoot it up right there. I used their torso as a pillow. I cut off the carnias and made necklaces out of them to show my lieutenant I was a bad motherfucker. Out there, I had to sleep in cemeteries because it was the only place Charlie wouldn't dare go at night. I had to sleep with the dead in order to stay alive. Staying alive, staying alive. Staying alive. Miguel, chill.
Oh yeah, Rambo. Come back from Saigon. Bring me back a body bag.
You want a body bag? I'll give you a body bag. I was born right here in the Bronx. When my baby brother was shot in the head, January 4th, 1982. About 7 p.m. I knelt near his body, touched his leg. It was cold, no blood in him. Turned him on his back, put him in the body bag, the zipper closed, carried him out to that dirty-ass city morgue truck. And Mommy, she was in the gutter, kicking and screaming so loud you can hear her blocks away. Mommy, she never got any justice. No media coverage, no obituary, no sign. She developed multiple personalities. Her whole house is a shrine to my baby brother. In one corner, she has 17 candles and 17 pictures de mi hermano San Lázaro. And on the other corner, she has a life-size wooden statue of him with his clothes from the closet on. He was 19. That's how I got the name for my brand, Body Bags.
My fellow tecatos, borrachos, and social media junkies, I request to address the court, if I may. It's simple, really. You already know the state-sanctioned drug deal. We grew up surrounded by Syrian-style rubble. Caught between two worlds. El Junque, beloved abuela, shielded us from the storms as best she could. Pero our neighborhood's been flooded by Abuelo Huracan's fury way before Maria's tears saturated our streets. I had 2,975 reasons to learn how to run before I could walk. Low crawling through mud and muck wasn't shit compared to being stuck neck deep in debt, desperation, and defecation. What would you expect me to do? Wasn't until years later I remembered. I played with syringes as a kid, used them as machine guns for my action figures. The shit we block out. Post-traumatic stress, a family tradition passed down. Don't you shake your head aiming your well-intentioned colonization at me. I don't need it. We don't want your handout. We want your hand out. Home ain't feel very homely, homie. So when the chance came, I split. Oh yeah, Theo Sammy, Seaman Sanchez reporting for duty. Hoping I'd get to see exotic booty. Pero the ass ended up being me. Shipped halfway round the world to kill other poor brown folks. Shit. They called them Haji. I could have called them cousin. Karma's karma, tu sabe. Which is why I wasn't mad that morning. An improvised charge shattered my shoulder. It was a pressure-plated daisy chain with faulty wiring. The only reason I'm here today spitting this piece, instead of resting in peace. I survived to suffer this prescription-fueled addiction. The Navy ain't helped me. After 3 pumps, they dumped my ass for dirty pee. A cry for help falling on deaf ears. Drugs are like the military. They don't discriminate, but they sure seem to have a racial bias. Heroin, oh sweet heroin. She's my shero no matter where I've been or what dirt these hands been digging through. She never judges, just saves me from pain when pain is my only comrade. Because everything and everyone are gone. I push them all away, running from trauma. Too much to bear. Fuck introspect, and I ain't got time for mental health. I just want to get high. I've seen so much carnage. My courage to endure is exhausted. Forget hope. I got dope. Skin pop, then mainline. My people never been afraid of the needle. Funny how we hurt ourselves. In order to feel better.
Body bags, body bags, body bags. I don't mean to brag, but I sell hope in bags. Got them body bags. Get up.
Thank you.
In immersive theater, I'd say the audience is immersed in the performance itself. The performance happens around them. It is a three-dimensional experience. They will stand or sit or on the bed or stand at the windowsill or bunch in the corner or go follow the character into the bathroom. They are invited to simply follow the story, and the story is happening all the time, all around them. They have the little superpower, of course, of being unseen by these characters, so they can observe as close up as they want to or as far away as these rooms will allow. But we invite them in the performance itself to come closer, come closer, come closer.
Dile que ya voy, que se espere un momentito. eso.
Carlito,
¡Ey!
ven acá.
¡Ya voy!
Te voy a joder.
Señora Carmen,
¡Eje!
mi mamá que si tiene un poquito de sal para que le regale.
Ajá, ven mañana por sal.
Compadre, ¿qué? ¿Cortar tu pollo? Sí, córtalo, llévatelo.
¡Compadre, ya terminé este aislado! ¡Vámonos!
¡Te espero!
Lo ea. Mira las horas que son y no aparece San Juan.
Mira las horas que son y no aparece San Juan. Mira las horas que son y no aparece San Juan. Mira las horas que son y no aparece San Juan. Mira las horas que son y no aparece San Juan.
No te has cambiado el nombre.
Mira las horas que son y no aparece San Juan.
Te veo que te vine aquí a cantar y me voy con el deseo.
Mira las horas que son y no aparece San Juan.
¿En dónde está San Juan Bautista?
Y no aparece San Juan.
¿Dónde está que no te veo?
Y no aparece San Juan.
Ay, que te vine aquí a cantar.
Y no aparece San Juan.
Que me voy con el deseo.
Y no aparece San Juan.
¿Dónde está quien lo robó?
Y no aparece San Juan.
Dime quién se lo llevó.
Y no aparece San Juan.
Mira las horas que son y no aparece San Juan.
Mira las horas que son y ya apareció San Juan.
Aquí planto mi bandera. Aquí planto mi bandera para que la sople el viento. Ay, no es para que la sople el viento y les canto esta sirena de puro agradecimiento. Allá en la puerta del cielo, allá en la puerta del cielo, todos están celebrando, porque mi San Juan Bautista del sueño está despertando. Al norte, selva, hacienda de los Urrutia. Al sur, selva, hacienda Santa Lucía. Al este, puente El Samán, entradas a La Maroma, La Balsa y Cumbo. Al oeste, La Concepción, Cupertino, Marcelo y Panaquire. Si sumas la comunidad de Brisas del Tuy, el Barrio, el Almácigo y Pueblo Nuevo, tal vez llegamos a 5.000. Somos de Barlovento. ¿Qué iba a pensar Blanca? Jose, Ote, Orio, Asterio, Oscar, Nereida y yo, que íbamos a estar aquí en Miami Beach contándole nuestra historia. Soy Betsaida Machado, cantante.
Asterio Betancourt, profesor de educación física.
Blanca Rosa Castillo, enfermera jubilada.
Nereida Machado, analista de seguros y cantante.
Jose Cardoso, bombero.
José Gregorio Gómez, docente.
Oscar Ruiz, cacaotero y máquina de hacer muchacho.
Adrián Gómez, agricultor de cacao.
Soy bombero del Distrito Capital. Vivo en El Clavo, pero voy a Caracas cada 2 días. Los bomberos trabajamos 24 horas continuas de guardia y 48 de descanso. Nos mantenemos ahí de manera preventiva, atentos a cualquier llamada de emergencia que solicita la ciudadanía. Todo bombero tiene buena disciplina y abnegación. El bombero ni se ofrece ni se niega. Sabe cuándo sale de su casa, pero no cuándo regresa. Atendemos a cualquier persona sin distinción, sin mirar de qué color es. Atendemos colisiones de vehículos, incendio en estructura, rescate de personas en la ribera del río Guaire, rescate en transportes verticales, que son los ascensores. Un noviembre abordé un autobús en el terminal de Caracas y me encontré en la autopista Gran Mariscal de Ayacucho lo que llamamos en términos bomberiles un procedimiento casual, una colisión de un vehículo de transporte público contra otro de carga, donde fallecieron aproximadamente 16 personas, entre adultos y niños. Ahí había gente desmembrada, calcinada, descapitada. Ahí había una conocida, hija de un amigo mío. He visto la muerte de cerca. Mi grupo familiar estaba combinado en cuanto a fechas de cumpleaños. Mi mamá y mi hermana cumplen el mismo mes con 4 días de diferencia. Mi papá y yo igual. Él el 18, yo el 20 de septiembre. Un día 18 de septiembre le estábamos preparando el festejo a mi papá para cuando llegara. Él llamó diciendo que tardaría un poco porque le hicieron una sorpresa en su trabajo. Cuando venía de regreso, lo agarró el cansancio y se durmió. Chocó contra un árbol y un autobús. Conocidos lo llevaron a un centro asistencial y es ahí donde nos enteramos de que estaba herido. El día 19, mi mamá se dirige al sitio y evalúa las condiciones de mi papá. Ese mismo día mi papá fallece. Lo velaron en Panaquira, donde vivía su mamá. El día 20, que resultó ser mi cumpleaños, estábamos enterrando a mi padre. Eso me marcó para toda la vida. Yo estaba cumpliendo 7 años. Yo crecí con Blanca, mi madre. Bendición, mamá. 30 años después, el año pasado, me entregaron los restos del cuerpo de mi padre en una bolsa de aseo. Profanaron la fosa donde estaba enterrado, porque no había espacio para un familiar.
¿Qué pasó, Cardoso?
Nada, mamá.
Tranquilo, hijo. En el colegio, mi profesor Esteban siempre me colocaba en las obras de teatro como enfermera. Yo resulté siendo enfermera en realidad. Hoy en día enfermera jubilada. La clínica en la que yo trabajaba cerró. A la parranda entro por enamorada. Yo había estado en grupos de Aguinaldo y en la Coral Santa Rosa de Lima. Pero el papá de Jose siempre me decía, ¿con quién se quedan los niños? Mi instrumento es el furruco. Él está hecho de un árbol muy común en nuestra región, que se llama lano. En la parte de arriba tiene un cuero de venado. Este es un amarrado especial con guaral. La verada se frota de arriba hacia abajo. Hay que hacerlo con un pañito para que no salga callito en las manos, pañito húmedo. Él emite un sonido ronco y él es el bajo de la parranda. Y suena así. Soy furruquera por accidente. El maestro era Chuchú. Pero una vez había que sacar una parranda a beneficio del ambulatorio, porque no teníamos inyectadoras ni nada. Ese día Chuchú estaba enculebrado. Tenía una pea de las de él. No podía ni pararse de la silla. Yo dije, bueno, yo toco el furruco. Ya yo estaba viuda y todo. A la gente le gustaba que una mujer lo hiciera. Estaba libre, ya podía tocar. Y mandé a hacer mi propio furruco. Perdí la voz por un tumor en la tiroides. La cirugía me dejó muda. A mí me gustaba cantar mucho karaoke. Eso para mí era un show. Me planificaron la cirugía para un lunes. 2 semanas antes, rematé todos los karaoke que habían en la zona. Porque yo como enfermera sabía que no iba a poder cantar más. Después de la cirugía, un año quedé muda. después murmurando. Mas nunca puede cantar igual. Pero cuando me prendo sabroso, canto La Lupe, Rocío Dulca y el cigarrillo de Ana Gabriel. Ya no es lo mismo, pero yo lo disfruto. Y esta es una de mis favoritas. El día que nací yo, nacieron tres cosas bellas. Nació Jay-Z, mi muchachita bella. Y que suenen los tambores.
Y mi muchachita bella.
Y que suene esta charraza.
Y mi muchachita bella.
Y que suene esta maraca.
Y mi muchachita bella.
Y que ronque mi burruco.
Y mi muchachita bella.
El día que yo me muera, quiero que nadie llore. Y que suenen los tambores desde el clavo hasta Higuerote. Y que suenen los tambores.
Desde el clavo hasta Higuerote.
Y que suene esa charraza.
Desde el clavo hasta Higuerote.
Y que pique esa maraca.
Desde el clavo hasta Higuerote.
Y que ronque ese burruco.
Desde el clavo hasta Higuerote.
El día que yo me muera, nadie me fume pipa. Que suenen los tambores desde el clavo hasta Tapipa. Y que suenen los tambores.
Desde el clavo hasta Tapipa.
Que suene esa maraca.
Desde el clavo hasta Tapipa.
Que suene esa charraza.
Desde el clavo hasta Tapipa.
Y que ronque mi burruco.
Desde el clavo hasta Tapipa.
El día que yo me muera, que nadie me tome Cialis. Y que suenen los tambores desde el clavo hasta Miami. Y que suenen los tambores.
Desde el clavo hasta Miami.
Y repique esa charraza.
Desde el clavo hasta Miami.
Y que suene esta maraca.
Desde el clavo hasta Miami.
Y que ronque ese burruco.
Desde el clavo hasta Miami.
Y que toque la parranda.
Desde el clavo hasta Miami.
¡Viva la parranda!
¡Que viva!
Gracias.
Muy bien,
muchachos.
Blanca, muy bien.
Gracias,
20
gracias,
puntos, 20
muchachos.
puntos.
Gracias.
Gracias por todo, mamá.
Gracias a ti por nacer, hijo.
Nací un 24 de abril en el pueblo del Clavo Barlovento. Mi partera fue mamá Macaria, una negra descendiente de africano. Hablar de Barlovento es hablar de negro, tambor, cacao y brujería. ¿Qué soy? ¿Soy venezolano o seré africano? Quisiera saber de dónde soy. Soy hijo de María Ruiz, una recolectora de cacao. Nieto de Antonia Ruiz, recolectora de cacao. Bisnieto de Juanita Ruiz, trabajadora de cacao. Nacida por el abuso y la violación cometida a su mamá Clara Ruiz por el blanco dueño de la hacienda de plátano donde ella trabajaba. Eran finales de 1800. Este año, mi mamá y yo nos hicimos una prueba de ADN para saber de dónde vienen nuestros ancestros. Al igual se la hicieron todos los miembros de la parranda.
Gracias.
¡Viva! ¡Viva!
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so that was Viva la Paranda, devised and created by Betsaida Machado, y La Paranda de Clavo with Juan Suki. And the piece was recently devised and commissioned and produced by Miami New Drama in Miami, artistic director Michelle Hausman, one of our host committee co-chairs. That was amazing. I don't have much else to say except for go out on the town tonight, see some more Miami performance, do your dine-arounds. I think there's still room for some if you sign up. Rate your sessions tomorrow. Rate this session right now. And have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.